Let's talk about using comparative adjective and superlative adjective. So we talk about using comparative adverb and superlative adverb. They're kind of the same, but they're different too. But of course, they're both compare a thing or group to something or a lot. But a comparative adjective compare a thing or group to some other thing or group, and they usually end in er. Superlative adjective compare a thing or group of things to a larger group that is part of, then they usually end in est, which is kind of the same with comparative and superlative adverb. But this now have it's a little different, For most one-syllable adjective and for two-syllable adjective that end in y, the comparative adjective end in er. But so it also have like one syllable and two syllable adjective. Not like adverb, only one syllable can end in er. While the other just add more to it. Oh yeah, and the superlative adjective and an est, they also have like one syllable and two syllable thing. But for most adjective with more than one syllable, add more to make comparative adjective and add most to superlative adjective. Wait, I thought it was more than two syllable. Oh, for two syllable adjective that end in y. Only two syllable that end in y can add er, or you have to add more. So that's the difference. So now let's practice. Okay. Of all the consonants on the game show, the gentleman from Detroit had the broadest knowledge of international affair. So it is like comparing one to like a whole group, and it have the word the here. So we would use superlative adjective. Josa's explanation of the water cycle was much briefer. So it was comparing one thing to one thing. So yeah, briefer. Using comparative adjective. Isn't the temperature at this stage of the experiment even more critical? So it's comparing, and it is in comparative. So yeah, more critical it is. Critical. It have more than one syllable, so we add more. I think this is kind of the same with like adverb. Eating a variety of healthy food is more sensible than going on a strict diet. So like you just eat a variety of healthy food would be more sensible than going on a strict diet, but then you can't eat something, and it might be something, but if you eat like a healthy food, it would be better, Javier thought the dash hunts in the dog show was far cuter. Only one syllable, so add er. Drop the e and add er. Diana was surprised to discover that the loaf of bread she had just brought tasted staler. Only one syllable, so we add er, then e. Comparing was more shabby. We're comparing one thing to one apartment to one apartment, to the lot that he rent. So we're comparing two things to each other, so it would be a comparative adjective. But here, shabby have two consonants, two syllables, so we add more. And write shabby. Shabby. Oh, I forgot. It have two syllable, but it end in y. So we drop the I and add IER. I forgot, that's two syllable, gotta do that. Okay, the lilac bush outside my bedroom window is it have the word the, so it is definitely a superlative adjective. So fragrance most is the most fragrant. 2 syllable, so we add most. Australia is completely surrounded by water and is the flattest of all in the world continent. I think this makes sense now. Create a sad tone. The director was masterful in his use of compelling visual elements and sound to create a sad tone during the climax of the film. A sadder. To call it the thirstiest. It this is like superlative adjective. It have 2 syllable but it end in y. So we drop the y and we add IR. Thirstiest. The last one was we have the word the here, so it is definitely a superlative adjective, and nice only 1 syllable, so it is nicest. Oliver had been training long, so I think that he has a slimmer chance. Slimmer. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to have 2 M because we have a syllable here. Was the coolest. The plumpest. Plump. The plumpest. Plump. Plumpest. The most romantic. We experience vivider dreams. More vivid dream. Is the stingiest. Was moist. Moister. Moisture, okay. This one on the latest. The island was the alerter. The alertist. Alert. Was the most alert of all the camera on the trip because she got the most rest. Most alert because it have 2 syllable. Were the muscle in her leg were tenser tenser than ever before. The hottest pepper in the world may be Carolina Reaper pepper, which are bumpy red pepper with stems that look like tails. Was Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, wealthier? Has the biggest faint any known cat alive today. Billy was the hungriest. Okay, I think we have two last questions. Miss Long prefer living in California because the climate is much milder than in Minnesota, where she grew up. Milder. Okay, we're the sternest. We're done with our 4 minutes of comparative and superlative adjective.